Okay, here is my response to the case study. What's going on? So we have a first year principal who's working at a school where their attendance rate is decreasing, and the superintendent wants Mr. Rhodes to develop a plan to increase attendance and end chronic absenteeism. The school's attendance policy aligns with the state law, where excused absences are illness, death in immediate family, inclement weather, or a valid reason excused by the principal. They also allow their teachers to take 10 points from the student's total points for the quarter if a student has been absent for more than 5 days. Who is involved? The decline, well, the principal's involved because he's trying to fix the decline, the superintendent, various teachers, the school counselor, the athletic director, some parents, a pastor or minister, and the 5 students that have missed 10 or more days in their first semester of school. Our first student is Karen. Um, she got A's and B's until this year and is well regarded by her teachers. So she is, I believe she's an 11th grader, and she got married the summer before her junior year. She usually misses Mondays and Fridays. Her parents requested a meeting with her teachers through the counselor. It doesn't say that anything ever happened, and she missed a midterm exam before Christmas. Um, since she got married, I feel like maybe that's a culture thing, so it would be good to know the demographics on Karen. So if we had a data team to collect that, we could see how that is related to why she could be missing. And I mean, she's missing on Mondays and Fridays, so maybe we can see what the cause of that pattern is. Then we have Tyrone. He is a 10th grade student. Um, Tyrone misses because of his parents. He goes on trips with them. Um, he's in honors classes but gets average grades in them. His homeroom teacher approved his second trip, even though students are only supposed to be allowed to leave or to miss 3 days for personal reasons. Um, I mean, it's not bad that his parents want to take him on educational trips. It's just he's missing school, so they're pulling him out of education for education, I guess. Um, but I think some parent conversation would be good there. And um, I don't understand why homeroom teachers are allowed to sign off on that. I thought that was the principal's job. Then we have Christina. She's a freshman. She's missed over 4 days in a row during 3 different weeks for church-related activities. Uh, Also, her minister signs her out of school, and her homeroom teacher approved it. I feel like that's a major red flag. Um, I don't understand why someone other than a parent is signing a student out of school and the school is approving it. Her algebra teacher wanted to meet with the parents. We don't know that that ever happened, and she's earned 2 C's and a D. Um, so obviously she's going for church activities, so her religion is very important to her. Um, but we need to find a way to get her into school. Then we have Carl. He is part of a half day program where he attends school for half the day and then he goes to the vocational school for the second half of the day. Um, Carl has missed class and he's missed a lot of class because if he doesn't feel good, his parents don't make him go to school. They don't think it's the school's business to tell them that they need to send their kid to school. Um, his dad didn't complete high school, so he just kind of feels like uh, I'm doing fine without it, so my son should be fine without it too. So I think this is a very touchy subject for the parents, obviously, because they're very passionate about their stance. But I think if we could show the parents how many more opportunities Carl could have if he would attend school and finish it, then maybe we could see Carl a little more often. Then we have John. He is the quarterback of the football team. He got hurt, and in order to, so he missed a few games, but in order to finish playing the season, he has to go to physical therapy, which is every Tuesday and Thursday afternoon because it is very strict on the times that you can schedule. Um, he also misses on Fridays or Friday afternoons during football season because the athletic director wants him to go rest. And that I think is ridiculous that no teachers have reported that absence as excessive and that the athletic director is getting away with it. However, I mean, we do know that the athletic director has had a lot of success. I think he's won what like 5 state championships, so they kind of are letting him do what he wants to do. And most of the teachers have been, I mean, there's a very low teacher turnover rate, so they've been there for around 10 years typically, so they're just kind of picking and choosing which policies they want to follow. Who's to blame? School personnel and parents. Um, I mean, and the only people who are getting hurt by this are the students' academic performances, which is hindering their development and is hindering the development of the school improvement. Um, the school is liable for students not showing up, and the parents are as well. The school would be liable for not reporting it and not um, doing the truancy process, and the parents need to get their kids to school. Um, Due to failures among many stakeholders at Golden Oak High, attendance rates have fallen. And in order for those rates to improve, all of the stakeholders need to be accountable for their hand in the student development and continuous improvement of their schools, whether it be parents, uh, administrators, or teachers. They all need to get on the same page because at the end of the day, they they have the same goal. They all want what is best for the students. Okay, so our people, places, and programs. Um, Parents are allowing their kids to miss too much school because either school isn't a priority or um, they are taking their kid out for educational trips um, or they're not all that involved. I'm confused as to why Christina, I think, uh, why her minister signed her out. Like, are her parents aware that she missed because of all that? I'm confused on that. Then we have teachers breaching their contracts by only following certain policies and failing to report excessive absences. I also don't think they should be the ones signing off on absences. I think that is on the principal, and I guess the old principal just didn't want to deal with it, so put it on the teachers. The AD is placing uh, too much importance on sports. I am a coach, so I know sports are important, but at the end of the day, school is going to take them much farther than sports will most of the time. So they need to be in school. And then we have our counselor who is kind of MIA in all of this. She maybe talked to a few kids here and there, but he or she, sorry. But we don't like, I mean, there's really no other action that is happening from the counselor. So they need to make some changes. The place is Golden Oak High School. It's in a suburban area with predominantly middle class families, although there are some kids who are very well off and some kids who are living in poverty. The area has recently diversified with Asian and Hispanic families. The school has just under 1,000 students and is a high school. Um, Typically, most of the parents have to have a commute. I think they said it was 1 to 2 hours. So by the time they are going to work and working and coming back, they don't have a lot of time to really support their kids. Um, Golden Oak is a public school. It has 11 team sports and 31 activities clubs, and it also offers honors classes. What is at stake? Mr. Rhodes needs to talk to his teachers and administrators to get the school on the same page and get a united goal or in a shared vision so that we can make improvements. The school needs to understand that school and state policies aren't optional. They need to be followed. They are in place for a reason, and a lot of bad things could happen if they are not followed. Um, it also needs to be a priority for parents to understand that success in school can lead to more opportunities for their children and possibly a better life for their child. And it can also prevent this lovely cycle over to the right. So, first off, we have an attendance decline, um, which leads to academic decline, um, which is, a decline in academic performance and school improvement, which can lead to a community decline because there would be uneducated and uninformed citizens that will have less economic benefits because they have fewer job credentials and skills. So we want to make sure we put a stop to it now before it affects the entire community. What would I do if I was Mr. Rhodes? There are three options here. The first one is to not do anything. Maybe you're afraid to come in and make a lot of waves, so you just want to get the feel for things. This doesn't solve anything though, and I don't think it's a great option because the attendance in the school performance will only continue to decline, and I'm not doing my job. Um, Step two is to consult with the AD and the counselor and ask them why they are not reporting and allowing excessive absences. Put them on a probationary period to change their ways, and if they don't, they're going to have to get out because they are not helping. Um, this is a pretty drastic measure, and it sends a message to the teachers that failure to follow a policy is not an option. However, it could lead to more problems later on because uh, for workplace environment, because it shows the teachers that they are not irreplaceable, but I don't think that's going to be a great work environment if everyone's afraid they're about to lose their job. Um, I would also want to create a data team to examine the files of all the students with excessive absences. To, first look at their grades, demographics, cultures, to figure out why they are missing and see if there's any patterns, and to figure out the best way to reach them. Because if we have all their demographics and whatnot, we know um, what type of students they are. The third step is probably the most uh, way of easing into the situation without causing too many waves. Um, and I would have some professional development days to explain to the teachers and administrators why attendance matters, how it impacts academic performance and school attendance, and also have a presentation on school and state policy for attendance so that there is no reason for the teachers to educate the teachers